this is Lara Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and in today's video I'll talk about the system that I use during the hours that I have to work part-time over the summer to keep my kids busy, make them do some chores, and reward them at the end of the week. So I'm mostly a stay-at-home mom, but I do work part-time anywhere from 6 to 15 hours per week. Summer presents a problem for a lot of parents. When the kids were really little, I hired high school babysitters to help out several times a week so that I could get my work done in peace. Once they got a little older, at the age where I could occasionally and for short periods leave them at home alone, it started to feel a little bit weird to hire babysitters, particularly since I was right there working in the house. Plus, they were old enough where I really felt like they should be expected to respect my work time and also get some of their own chores done. So, the summer when they were 8 and 10 years old, I introduced the summer point system. So generally I would choose 2 or sometimes 3 days a week, depending on my workload and their activities, to be summer points days. On those days, they would wake up to a list of printed chores sitting on the kitchen counter. And I would actually start working early on those days just to get an hour or 2 of work in before that they were actually awake. So the idea was they had this list of chores to complete. Some of those chores were their normal morning chores, like clean their room, make their bed, brush their hair. Some were extra, unloading the dishwasher and walking the dog. And some were just the basics of being independent and not relying on me, making breakfast and their lunch and then cleaning up entirely afterwards. So each chore was assigned a point value. For any given day, there was a total number of points that they could potentially earn. If they did every chore on the list before I finished working for the day, which was usually around 1 p.m., they would get a perfect score. That has never once happened. Maybe you have different kids than I have. My daughter is pretty dutiful and gung-ho, but my son procrastinates, drags his feet, and is generally disruptive. So because of all this, there are penalties. I take points off for a bunch of things. They get 1 free interruption apiece, but after that I deduct 5 points for every interruption. Every time I need to break up an argument and send them to their squabble chairs, it is another 5 points off. If they're being excessively loud, another 5 points. Then, if they didn't do their chores to my standards, I take points off for that as well. To counteract this, there are ways to earn bonus points. You can earn points for doing the following things: cleaning other areas of the house, doing a bucket of tennis serves, shooting basketball baskets for 15 minutes, doing 15 minutes of extra reading, doing a craft and cleaning up after it, or a science experiment and cleaning up after that. So if you haven't already figured that out, the rough formula is about 5 points for each 15-minute activity that I encourage. At 1 p.m. when I stop working, I tally up all the points. I check to see what they've checked off, and then I check to make sure that those chores have actually been completed. And then I subtract points for infractions, and I add points in for bonus activities. I plug all those points earned into a Google Sheets spreadsheet, and I come out with a percentage. Over the course of the week, they have to stay above just 80% for the week, and they will get a reward. Yay, reward! But the quality of the reward depends on what their average percentage was for the week. So, Friday is reward day. I don't work on Fridays. I just plan in advance to spend that time with the kids. The reward doesn't usually take all day, but it could take a big hunk of the day. So, here are the rewards that they can earn based on percentage of points earned. If they earn just 80% of their possible points, then they can have free fun. So that is crafts, games, or a movie at home, a hike, a Smithsonian museum trip, or going to our local pool. All of those things are free. If they earned 95% of their possible points, they can have under $10 worth of fun. So, and this is a per person figure. So that includes things like going to a matinee movie or putt-putt golf, bowling, ice skating, Chuck E. Cheese, or Luray Caverns. Earning 115%, which obviously means doing a bunch of extra bonus stuff, allows for under $20 worth of fun. like a water park or paint your own pottery or a $20 Target shopping spree or bringing a friend to any of the under $10 activities. If they earn 135% of their possible points, then they can do an under $40 fun activity like an expensive ropes course or Six Flags amusement park. They've actually never been able to do that in 1 week, but I do let them carry points over, and I'll explain a little bit about that later. So I figure this is way cheaper than spending money on babysitting. Under the summer point system, at most I spend $20 per kid per week. Paying a babysitter, I can blow through that amount in like 3 or 4 hours. And even better, they are doing chores, they are learning life skills, and they're doing stuff I want them to do, all the while respecting the time that I need to spend working. Plus, we get to do something fun together at the end of the week. So, several things. Rollover points. If they want to do something really expensive, like go to an amusement park, they can defer their reward. For example, Six Flags amusement park costs about $40 a ticket. If they earn a $20 activity for 3 weeks in a row, they can choose to do free fun for 2 weeks and roll those extra points over to the next week. That way, by the time we hit the 3rd week, they've earned enough points to go to the amusement park. Next, lopsided. Some weeks it doesn't really seem fair that, for example, my daughter has done all of her chores and my son has totally sabotaged the system by refusing to hold up his end of the bargain. In those situations, when the week is entirely lopsided, I will tally their points separately and reward one kid and not the other. Harsh, but the only way to make sure that they are pulling their respective weight. And finally, modifiable. We call this summer points in our house, but I will frequently modify this and use it throughout the year when the kids have breaks from school. I also have a morning or an afternoon template depending on when I can get my work hours in. So I do my calculations for this on a Google Sheets document. I'm going to put a link to that public spreadsheet template in the notes below. Feel free to copy this and use it if you'd like. To do that, access the link that I provide. You'll see that it's view only. Then click on File and then Add to my drive. So now that it's in your drive, you'll have some other options. Now choose File again and then Make a copy. You can call it whatever you want, and then this is your file that you can modify for your own use. Add your own chores, make your own rewards, etc. to suit your family. I'd love to hear how your family does if you use this or what your own solution is. Comments below are really appreciated, and thanks for watching.